Looking for more information on NVIDIA's future plans for GeForce graphics cards? We've got it all for you. After the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series was a huge success, PC enthusiasts are looking to the future with the RTX 4000 series of GPUs, and we are all very excited about the price tag that could be in shop. The RTX 4000 or RTX 40 series is the next in line to excite us, and given the performance difference between the 30 and 20 series, we expect a similar performance increase for the RTX 40, and a small price increase as well. So in this video, we will talk all about it, and if you're interested, you should definitely subscribe to our channel, Bright Hustle, for more videos like this. And if you did, let's start with the price points. Similar to previous NVIDIA GPUs, we expected NVIDIA to launch a range of GPUs at different price points, and that's exactly what they did. The starting price for the RTX 4090 is $1,599, which makes it $100 more expensive than its predecessor, the RTX 3090. This price also means that it is NVIDIA's most expensive consumer graphics card to date. Meanwhile, the RTX 4080 has a starting price of $1,199 for the 16GB card and $899 for the 12GB card, which is yet another significant increase over the RTX 3080. As for the RTX 4070, we have not yet received confirmation on how much it will cost, but it is almost certain that it will cost less than the RTX 4080. So yes, prices are high, but let's see more. How about that release date then? It took a while for NVIDIA to announce a release date for the RTX 4000 series GPUs, and initially there were many leaks and rumors. Some claim that due to an oversupply of RTX 3000 series cards that needed to be sold, NVIDIA would delay the RTX 4000 series launch from September, as originally expected, to October. It seems that there is some truth to this statement, as NVIDIA finally confirmed an October launch date. The RTX 4090 will launch on October 12th, and while there is no official release date for the RTX 4080, the company mentioned during its keynote that it could be expected sometime in November. And of course, let's cover our favorite, the specs. As for the specs themselves, we're still a bit in the dark at the moment, but we can make some educated predictions based on what we know so far. If a number of leaks are to be believed, it could be something like this: 12 graphics processing clusters, 18 432 CUDA cores, and 96 megabytes L2 cache. Possibly up to 92 teraflops of processing power with 2.5 GHz clock speed. Twitter user QBitLeaks recently posted a leaked image showing NVIDIA's test run comparisons of Loveless performance with the previous Ampere generation, suggesting an improvement of around 50%. In general, the RTX 480 and 490 are expected to have 71% more CUDA cores than their predecessors, according to the leakers. That is if they are based on NVIDIA's most powerful AD102 dies. Speaking of the flagship AD102 crisps, the RTX 480 and 490, according to leakers, are expected to have 71% more CUDA scores than their predecessors. That is, if they are based on NVIDIA's most powerful AD102 dies. Reliable leaker Kopite7Kimi, or Kimi for short, had noted that NVIDIA's highest-end RTX 4000 GPUs, based on AD102 dies, may break the 100 teraflops barrier to rival AMD's upcoming Radeon RX 7000 series, which he called a gaming war. Kimi also floated the idea that there is supposedly a card in development based on the full-fat AD102 die, complete with 48 gigabytes of DDR6 VRAM. If this is the case, it would make sense that it's the RTX 4090 Ti, as those specs are twice as powerful as what we think of the top-end RTX 4090, though it's worth noting that according to the whistleblower, no one knows if it's going to be an actual product due to dual 16-pin power connectors. We can remain hopeful. It is also said to have 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X VRAM with a speed of 21 gigabytes per second, which is exactly the same as an RTX 3090 Ti, and a shader count of 16,128 represents a big increase over NVIDIA's current top-end cards. Speaking of the RTX 4090, Kimi recently noted that the clock speed of NVIDIA's top-end card could be even closer to the elusive 3 GHz mark. They highlighted in a recent specs roundup that the base clock could be 2,235 MHz, with a possible increase to 2,750 MHz. For comparison, the 3090 Ti has a base clock of 1670 MHz and a boost of 1860 MHz. According to XP GPU, an 8102 GPU was spotted running the 2019 game control in benchmarks and achieved 160 frames per second at 4K with ray tracing enabled, which is double that of the RTX 3090 FPS, backing up claims that the new 8102 card will be twice as powerful as the existing 3090. On the topic of benchmarks and performance, Kimi noted that both the RTX 4080 and RTX 4070 were spotted in actual hardware when benchmarked with 3D Mark TimeSpy. In the benchmarks, the 4080 achieved a claimed score of over 15,000, making it 50% better than its predecessor, while the 4070 achieved a score of over 10,000, which is just as powerful as a 3090 and 50% faster than the RTX 3070. Speaking of more powerful cards, Kimi has noted that the AD104 SKU, which refers to the RTX 4070, will reportedly be able to easily outperform the RTX 3090 Ti in terms of performance, which would make it seriously capable, if true. On a related note, Kimi has revised their information regarding the CUDA core count of the RTX 480 to 9,728 from the previously expected 10,248. However, everything else in their leaks roundup has remained the same. Kimi also noted that the RTX 4060 reportedly consumes more power than the RTX 3070, which could result in a TDP of 250 watts or more, which is a big jump for any card in the 60 series and could make it a pretty hefty choice. On the topic of TDP and power consumption, Kimi also noted that the RTX 4080 could consume almost as much power as an RTX 3090 Ti with a possible TDP of 420 watts. For comparison, the RTX 3090 Ti has a TDP of 450 watts, while the current RTX 3080 consumes 320 watts. Kimi recently updated its predictions for the power consumption of the new RTX 4000 cards. The top-end 8102 GPU is expected to deliver 800 watts of power, while the desktop 8103 chip is expected to consume 450 watts, the 8104 400 watts, and the 8106 260 watts. Kimi also updated predictions for the RTX 4080 and RTX 4070 power consumption in a recent tweet. He stated that the RTX 4080 is expected to consume 320 watts, while the RTX 4070 is expected to have 285 watts. While this is a significant drop from the previously leaked numbers, the cards are still in line with or just above their predecessors. Kimi also noted that the RTX 4090 could hit the 100 T-flop mark in terms of performance with a clock speed of 2.8 GHz, highlighting the potentially serious performance of these new RTX 4000 cards. Speaking of updated predictions, reliable leaker Kimi recently updated his spec expectations for the new RTX 4000 cards, rolling back previous leaks, and provides the first full specs we've seen for the RTX 4080. You can check them out below. We've also seen a leak design for the RTX 4090 Ti Founders Edition, which appears to feature the same dual axial fan design as previous Founders Edition cards, as well as a metal frame. In addition, one user claims to have obtained renders of the RTX 4090 Ti Founders Edition, which are allegedly based on a technical sample. The card appears to be thicker than its predecessor, which could be due to the higher TDP. You can check out the alleged render below. And about the mining situation, will the RTX 4000 have anti-mining drivers? Differences aside, NVIDIA might include anti-mining drivers in the RTX 40 series, as mentioned earlier. These restrictions on mining cryptocurrencies currently only exist in the RT3060, which was launched after the other RTX 30 series GPUs. They were designed to prevent users from mining Ethereum on their GeForce RTX cards. Time will tell if NVIDIA will include this restriction in every upcoming GPU. With stock shortages meaning fewer and fewer gamers will be able to purchase a new GeForce GPU, NVIDIA may be eager to keep miners away from its game-focused cards. And with that, everything is ready while we wait for the RTX 40 series cards. If you're thinking about buying one when it comes out, please tell us down in the comment section. And for more videos like this, subscribe to our channel, Bright Hustle, so you never miss out. Also, have a great day, and we will see you in our next video. Goodbye.